Sigma INFJs are different from the majority of humans in numerous ways. Persons' perceptions of themselves and how Sigma INFJs are perceived as persons diverge as a result of this. Here are 10 things about a Sigma INFJ that people never understand. Number 10, their capacity for relishing difficulties. Nobody likes a challenge, and nobody wants to run into many roadblocks on their way to success. But why accept them voluntarily from Sigma INFJs? Why do they value them just as highly as they value their rewards? Here's the problem, though. INFJ Sigmas love a good intellectual challenge. They are aware that these difficulties are meant to get them ready for their upcoming duties, instead than having a limitless supply of brain power for problem solving. They have an instinctive motivation to use their intelligence for the good of both themselves and others. Some people steer clear of discussions, disputes, and disagreements, but not sophisticated people like Sigma INFJs. They deliberately seek out uncomfortable topics rather than avoiding them. They will consistently exert extra effort to reach new heights. In order to advance beyond their current capabilities and learn something new. Why can't people relate to Sigma INFJs? Number 9, their propensity to remain emotionally present. Sigma INFJs don't allow their emotions to come and go like most people do, and nobody seems to understand why. Sigma INFJs have complicated minds, which allows them to be exceedingly specific about their emotions. They don't simply let them pass by without teaching them anything. Instead, they use their fury to evaluate and communicate. They take a step back and look into the underlying factors that led to that specific emotion before acting on their first feelings. They will evaluate the unfavorable sensation and identify its root. In addition, they are surrounded by emotional beings. The peacefulness of Sigma INFJs is widely questioned, even during heated debates. How does being present with your emotions help you as a Sigma INFJ? Number 8, their effortless exceptional skill. People don't understand how the Sigma INFJ can strive less and still achieving more. They don't comprehend why INFJs don't make an effort to win over others, but manage to impress everyone. Sigma INFJs have a natural talent for what they love to do. They won't even try to look to be an expert or to know it all to appear to have mastered their trade. Their Sigma personality enables them to take charge of events without polarizing others in order to achieve the outcomes they desire. Then let things happen to them while concentrating on what they can control and effectively carrying out their duties. Surprisingly, they make less of an effort to impress their superiors, supervisors, and coworkers. More admiration is shown for them, which the majority of people cannot acquire by pleasing others. Number 7, they are easily detached but have a strong love. A majority of individuals are perplexed by how Sigma INFJs view generally love. They fail to comprehend how someone who is emotionally aloof and autonomous may most truly love someone. Contrary to popular assumption, emotional detachment practice improves the quality of relationships. And the INFJ Sigma is aware of it. In contrast to most individuals who define it, Sigma INFJs are aware of what true love is. Sigma INFJs believe that true love and tickles come from being deeply invested in a relationship while respecting each other's uniqueness. It shouldn't infringe on each other's personal limits, because if it does, then it isn't really love. So if Sigma INFJs are falsely seen of as uncaring, they are wrong about being antisocial and unromantic. Some individuals have the erroneous idea of what love is, which leads them to believe that an INFJ's detachment and limits preclude them from developing close relationships. Number 6, they are both reasonable and imaginative. They exercise their minds while being grounded. It's the INFJ Sigma. People quickly reject the theories of the Sigma INFJ. simply because they are the result of their irrational imaginations. Sigma INFJs might articulate their absurd ideas and try to make their vision as clear as possible throughout talks. However, everyone else would think they were too creative, and they would like something more practical and realistic. Others don't know that Sigma INFJs have also done a reality check, though. Their ideas before they really say them. Therefore, these risky progressions are not impossible. Optimists aren't the only thing Sigma INFJs are. In addition, they are structured, rational, and reasonable since they study real concepts and take cues from their environment. Number 5, despite being conservative, they approach their views with an open mind. Sigma INFJs are broad picture thinkers while also having strict morals. They dislike keeping their thinking limited since they think there are other concepts out there that may be incomprehensible to humans. What people don't understand about Sigma INFJs is this. People become increasingly perplexed as they give it more thought. The general consensus is that Sigma INFJs are excessively rigid in their views and ideas. They also hear them, though, adapting to those with more experience than they do, who have newer, better viewpoints. Why does this function for the Sigma in that way? First off, Sigma INFJs don't mix their ego with their values. To improve as a person, one must undergo positive changes, and their ego won't be damaged when they have to alter and develop their beliefs. Because of this, individuals effortlessly uphold the morals they still think to be valid and unlearn the ones they have learned to be false. Do you consider your intellectual qualities of conservatism and skepticism to be strengths? As a Sigma INFJ. Number 4, their selections of topics. The topics selected by the Sigma INFJ are inaccessible to most people. It's because Sigma INFJs prefer to talk about breaching rules, delicate subjects, and unpleasant viewpoints. They would rather to focus on the underlying causes of people's behaviors and reasoning. Therefore, INFJs remain remote and reserved while the majority of people gather in groups to share their thoughts, opinions, weekend adventures, and strange stories. Not because they are arrogant or entitled, either, but because they can't relate to the themes covered by the majority, even though they are capable of taking part in meetings, discussions in groups, brainstorming sessions, and other activities that call for communication abilities. They should talk more. To come up with proper answers to these people's inquiries, they must use more mental effort. Otherwise, they might run upon something unexpected or strange. Number 3, these energy levels are illogical. Despite having unending desire and motivation when pursuing their goals or enjoying what they do, Sigma INFJs are not overly anxious. They are able to manage their drive, desire, and energy in a way that is appropriate for the significance of anything. Those Sigma INFJs who have attained self-awareness already possess this skill, despite the fact that some of them have not yet. They are focused and diligent in their work, but they also look to be enjoyable and simple because of how seamless they are. Some people who are passionate and energetic tend to lose focus and become overly active when they switch from one work to the next. Burnout and life unhappiness result from this. Can you, however, channel your energy to advance as an INFJ Sigma? Number 2, their capacity to consider others' perspectives. In addition to being strong observers, Sigma INFJs are also great listeners. They realize that attentive listening is the only way to fully utilize their complicated mentality. They can obtain precise information by paying close attention to the emotions, experiences, and worries of others, which they will utilize in the future to comprehend their viewpoints. This is how Sigma INFJs may see the world from other people's viewpoints as if they were actually there. Additionally, Sigma INFJs are only capable of comprehending the rationale or viewpoints of others if they first give them a chance. They seek out someone with various personalities and life experiences to learn from. They therefore love speaking with them. Number 1, the guts to voice their opinions. Many people are reluctant to communicate their opinions, since they will only encounter opposition. They don't want their friends and family to find them strange or odd since they have different opinions from the majority. On the other side, Sigma INFJs are not like this. They are compelled to express themselves endlessly since failing to do so would make them feel painfully unauthentic. And because they are unable to recognize their own superficiality. In an effort to prevent feelings of resentment, individuals make an effort to articulate their thoughts and feelings. The results of shallow interactions are always negative. Sigma INFJs are aware of the necessity of this to build deep relationships. They must freely express themselves while ignoring detractors. How does your life as a Sigma INFJ differ due to this sense of independence? INFJs in the Sigma group are aware of their differences from their peers. But do they regret this? No. Are you proud of being a Sigma INFJ with these special traits? What advantages does this have for you in your interpersonal relationships?